Okay, so we're having technical difficulties because the studio has a bad dead zone. But my husband loves his studio, so we're going to stay in here and try it again. The devil is a liar.
And this is the Hatchett Chronicles. I don't even know why she went through all of that. So join in.
Okay, this is all disagreements that we have. See? And Hatchett Chronicles is live and it's about us and we real. So now you see us. We don't argue, but this is what we do.
It is what it is.
We were talking about being equally yoked, and we were talking about marriage being hard. And my husband was getting ready to drop some jewels, as he said, to the women about what a man wants. And what did you say, baby? Because I have some things to say about what you said.
It's just time. The most important thing a man wants is time. Just time. Time to myself. Just give me my 20 minutes, 30 minutes out of the day to just give me my own serenity for a moment. Just time. Just time. Just give me some time. That's it. Whatever else goes on or what you want to do or whatever, that's cool. That's cool. But give me some time to myself. That's the most important thing a man wants. A man.
And see, I said that's understanding because I have to understand that that's him and that's what he needs.
And see, but the thing is you already understand that.
But that's what I'm saying to the women. It's understanding. Wouldn't it be understanding? It wouldn't be.
No. You're right. But I'm saying you, with me, you've understood that before we even got married. You understood that when I come into the studio, it's my time. Or if I say, hey, I'm gonna call you, I'm gonna call you later, then you know that that's my time. You understand what I'm saying? It partially does play a point and play a part in understanding, but what I'm saying is time. A man just wants time. Just give him his time. You know what I'm saying? Just give a man his time, and things go so much easier, so differently.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying because.
Call your phone.
Okay, excuse me, y'all.
Rudolph, what's good, bro?
That's what I mean by understanding. If I did not understand my husband and understand what he needs, then or take the time to love him enough to know that he needs time and that his studio time is his time, or that when he says
Bird, what's up?
He's gonna call me back. If I didn't understand him or take the time to understand that, then he wouldn't know, and we wouldn't have
understanding that we
have. Yeah. And so I understand when you said that all a man wants is time, but I think that understanding is the main subject, and time comes under that, because you have to understand your man to know that he needs time.
Right. And this is what I was saying in the beginning about knowing what you want, knowing what to expect, knowing what to compromise with or for. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
All of those things fall under the same umbrella. E. Bowie, what's good, baby? Paul Bell. Paul, what's happening? Bird, mommy's good, man. She holding up. As we all are,
And that's, you know what? That's a good point. A tragedy happened in my husband's family. And it hurt me to my soul, not just for the tragedy that my husband was so hurt, but sometimes us as women, we kind of make things about us instead of understanding about the man. Now, there was nothing that I could do to take my husband's hurt away. Okay, there we go. So, I could have been the type of woman that, run into him every 5 minutes. How you doing, baby? How you doing? Do you want something? I decided that it was best for me to step back and give him time to work out whatever he was going through. That's not to say that I didn't care, but it is the understanding of knowing that I couldn't solve the problem. So all I could do was give him that time to work it out and let him know I'm here if he needs me, but step back. Sometimes we as women have a problem with stepping back from our man. And I don't know why that is, but
I'm maintaining, bro. I'm maintaining. But you know what? That goes with the thing of knowing yourself. You know what I mean?
yeah.
You got to know yourself in order to know what you want. The family's doing pretty good, man. The family's doing pretty good. We holding up. You know, thank God. Everything is going to work out for the greater good of God. You know, it's going to be all right. So,
I have a lot of friends that are going through some, oh, well, not a lot, but I have a few friends that are going through some issues with a man or a relationship that they are developing. And, you know, they have their head on straight and they're spiritual, but there's some issues going in the relationship. And I say to them that, you know, sometimes you have to step back and let a man work out what a man's got to work out. And you can still be there for them, but you have to, in a loving way, step back and let them go through whatever they're going through, be it with another person or be it with their job or whatever. You want to, and it doesn't make you look like, you know, you don't care or you don't want to be with them. It's just saying, listen, as a man, you have to work that out. But I'm here for you. I have an ear for you. I have a shoulder for you, but you have to work out with you. Okay, there we go. We're back. We
really apologize about this reception in this room. Hey, Charlotte, what's happening, cuz? The reception sucks in here, so y'all got to bear with us. The next Hatchett Chronicles is going to be way better. We'll have better reception and all of that. But
because we're not going to be in the studio.
See, here's the thing. My wife forced the issue.
You have to. Okay, we were trying to figure out if y'all saw us or what was going on.
Kevin Morris, Ken Johnston.
Hi, Ken.
Terry Hatchett is watching. What's up, y'all?
I'm not watching nothing. I was just trying to see what was going on. But anyway, so today's topic, for those who just joined us, we're talking about, is marriage really hard and being equally yoked? Marriage is not hard. I mean, we haven't had an argument since we've been together.
Word. And that's a great thing.
Yeah, that really is.
I hate arguing. I hate it.
And
I hate it.
We are equally yoked because I try to understand his needs and he try to understand my needs, and he deals with my crazy, as I said before.
Keisha Hall, what's happening?
He really deals. Oh, what did you just do? Did you just go off of there? Oh. He really deals with my crazy.
What's
so when you find someone to deal with your crazy, that is, for me, that is one of my number one things. It was hard to find someone who dealt with my crazy.
Yeah, she loony as a pigeon.
Whatever, man.
Oh, did I say that live on?
But he married me, y'all. But he here.
By force.
By God, he's here.
Not by will.
And that's, you know what? That's another
Julie, what's
thing.
happening?
It's
Thanks
very important to have some laughter in your relationship, because if you take yourself too seriously, you'll
blow up.
Yeah, life is not going to be very comfortable.
Can't take everything serious. If you do, you walk around with a boil in your stomach.
And I think
That's crazy.
communication is also very important.
Yes, it
Knowing,
is.
don't ask, ladies. We do this a lot. We ask questions that we can't deal with the answer to. Don't ask a question if you don't want to know the answer.
Especially if you don't want to know the truth.
Exactly.
I mean, you know, some cats that give you the fluff side so they could, you know what I mean, run up in that thing. Not, I know it's a family show, but it's the truth. You know what I mean? They have to say what they say to get what they want. But, you know, if you get a cat that's going to tell you the truth and you asking questions that you really don't want to answer to, why would you ask the question to set yourself up like that? You know, and then you're going to look at dude like he's crazy. Oh, this dude, he corny because he didn't lie to you. So how you going to start out a relationship on a lie?
Yeah, you really have to ask yourself, do I really want to know?
Right, right. And then, you know, it's okay to ask those things.
Yes, it is. I'm queen of asking questions.
You got to ask. Because you have to ask because you know what you want. And it's okay to want what you want and not settle. It's okay to do that.
And that's very important. If you feel like you're not getting what you want, especially ladies, because we do this often. We start out in a relationship and we be like, well, he's not really, but he'll, you know, as time, I'll give it time. No.
You can't change a man.
You can't change a person, period.
But especially changing a man is, if that's what you're getting into a relationship for, that's the wrong thing.
And why would you even want to, you know?
Because if you change a person, if you're trying to change them, then you're trying to change them from who they are to someone that you want. You know what I mean? And that's not cool because that's not really what you want if you're trying to change them. You got to go until you find the one that you don't have to change, that fits into your circle. You know, you taking a triangle and trying to fit it into a circle. It's not going to work.
And another thing is being real. It is so important. And ladies, once again, I'm not picking on the ladies. It's just...
It's about time y'all understand
No. No. What, you know, sometimes we start out a certain way because we might see a man that we want. And so, you know, when we first meet him, you know, we're going to get all dolled up. We're going to do extra. We're going to go over and beyond for that man because we want that man. Then when we get that man, then we're going to go back to our normal selves. And you're throwing the man for a side loop because you wasn't real to who you are in the first place. And so now when he's looking at you cross-eyed, you like, you know, why are you looking at me? This me. Well, you should have showed him the real you in the beginning. You know, if you wear a scarf to bed, then that's what you do. Don't take off the scarf just because he's coming over and spending the night with you. That's you.
That's true.
You know, be who you are. Then he will know. And then you're giving him that option to say, no, I can't deal with that. Or yes, I can deal with that.
I mean, too, and, you know, to keep it 100 with you, the scarf don't mean nothing when you're naked.
Whatever.
Nah.
Some men do. Some men are very vain. Some women are vain. So,
that
you
scarf
know.
coming off. You're going to sweat that perm out. You know what I mean? Oh, my bad. Hey, listen, it's a family show. I forgot. You did. No, but it just goes to, you know, not settling and knowing what you want. That's it. That's it. And just giving each other time. Like, I give her time. Like, when I come in the studio, it's time for me to work. You know what I mean? Construct what I need to construct. Build what I need to build. You know, that thing. You know, when she's in her room, in our room, and she's doing what she's doing, I don't interrupt her every 5 minutes, you know, knocking on the door. And, you know, she got to have her time, too. You know, you got to give, even if you're in the same house with each other and you're 20 steps away, give that person some time to miss you. Because if you're sitting right under this person 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, I mean, just your human nature, you'll get tired of being next to, you want your own time sometime. You need to be by yourself sometime to gather your thoughts, to think of, to plan, to whatever it is. you need a little bit of time to yourself. You know, I mean, if you're 20 feet away, that's good. Stay 20 feet away for an hour.
And let me just say, we
Start
are
small.
together 24 hours a day. We work together. We are in the house together.
Right.
But because we understand each other, there's a love there that there is no getting tired because we give each other that. There's times when we are in the same room, but in a different world.
Exactly.
He will have on his earphones doing his thing, and I will be on my laptop doing my thing. But we're in the same room. We're laying right next to each other, but we're in our own thing. I don't need my thing is not, my need is not to be in his face 24/7, and his need is not to be in my face 24/7. We're there. I know he's there. He know I'm here. We don't need to be, all up in each other's face to know that each other love each other. And another thing that, speaking to the women, and this is about knowing yourself. My husband and I, we are in the entertainment field. Those that know us know that. So we work with a lot of different people from all walks of life. Now, me as a woman, my view on that is the entertainment field is a man's world. So, of course, I am a manager, artist management. And so, of course, I deal with a lot of men. I have a man that understands that, and my man has no insecurities about me dealing with other men on a business level. Just like he has a lot of artists, female, male, I have no insecurity about him dealing with females. I mean, my husband, this is his studio, so he has females. He comes in, he records. He comes in and shut the door. I don't have no need to run in here every 5 minutes and see what they're doing. Because first of all, I know my husband. I trust my husband.
Right.
And I love my husband.
Right.
And to put it out there, a person's going to do what a person's going to do. So, and there's nothing in the world you can do. If a person has the spirit of going from this one to that one, they're going to do it regardless whether you in their face or not. Because that's just their spirit.
Right.
So there is no jealousy on the level where I have to see what he's doing, who he's talking to, check his phone, he checking my phone. First of all, let me just say on a personal note, I don't even have time for that, okay? I got my own things going on with my own issues. I ain't got time to be worried about who he talking to and who he not talking to.
You know what? That's a good point, because what happens is you start to exude negative energy, and negative energy will tear down something that's good in a heartbeat.
Yes.
If you bring negative energy around, the whole atmosphere tends to crumble. It crushes, because negative energy can override a lot of things, and maybe, y'all don't, maybe some people believe it. Forgive me, you guys. Some people don't, but negative energy is terrible. It's terrible. I don't want negative energy around me. I'm not going to put up with it. I'm not going to deal with it, because I don't have to, because I don't give out negative energy. I try to give out positive energy all the time. Good, bad, or indifferent the situation, I try to give out positive energy. What's up, Cadence? How are you? We just, I'm not good with negative energy. I'm not. And if you have someone that's bringing negative energy around you, you don't have to settle for that. Especially if you're not married to them. If you're married to them, then that means you have to sit down and have a conversation. And I don't mean sit down and yell and argue. I said sit down and have a conversation. And you should be grown enough to know that you don't have to accept certain things. And because you don't want to accept that does not mean you don't love this person, or you don't care for this person, or you don't feel the same bubbly feelings that you feel for them. It's just that that's cool, but I'm not going to accept that because I'm not willing to deal with negative energy. And if there's a person that's hell bent on that, on the negative energy to keep bringing it around and bringing it around, then you have to do what you have to do to be happy. And you can't make nobody happy unless you're happy.
Life is short. And
Mook, what's up?
To my brothers out there, you know, if you're in a bad marriage or a bad relationship, don't think because you want to be happy that it makes you wrong to get out from under that. Because sometimes us as women can really ruin a good man. And I say that, ladies, a lot of y'all might be like, oh, but it's true. And I'm only going to spit the truth. We can ruin a good man by our insecurities, by not knowing ourselves, by we have insecurities in ourselves, so we reflect that off on the man, and it's not really his problem. When a man loves you, he gonna love you, but regardless, you can run him away by you having insecurities in yourself and taking it out on him.
And that goes to the brothers as well. That goes to the brothers as well. If you have insecurities, you can't push your insecurities off on her. I mean, if she say, I'm going to the store, you can't call her 600 times as soon as she leave out the door thinking that some dude is trying to holler at her, or, you know what I mean? You know, every time she gets out the car, you hitting her, or, you know what I mean? Like every 10 minutes in the store, like that's not cool, bro. That's negative energy. She can't even get a breath of fresh air without wondering how many more times you gonna call before she get back. Like you gotta be secure in what you have, be secure in yourself, and be secure in your position in your marriage or your dating status or what have you. It's just, you have to realize that what's for you is for you, and what's for her is for her. You know, and God will give it to you. You know, but you can't be the accuser. When you're the accuser, the accuser becomes, you know, you keep accusing somebody and then you're looked at like you're the one doing what you're accusing someone of.
And 9 times out of 10, just my opinion, that's usually what it is. If you're accusing somebody else 24/7 of doing something, that's probably because you're doing
it. Right. So
I think that's very important. I think you know, these days people are crazy, and yeah, there's a lot of crazy people around, but there are also a lot of level-headed people looking for love, but and trying to figure out, you know, what is it about me that I can't find. I keep coming up with a certain type of male or a certain type of female.
You know why? Because you can't look for love.
Oh, baby, that was deep.
You can't.
Oh, it's so deep.
That's the truth.
Oh, it's so cute.
You can't look for love. You got to let love find you. There's nothing worse to get into a relationship or a marriage with someone that's not in love with you. It'll never work. So how could you get into a lifelong partnership with someone that's not in love with you? Why would you do that?
So you said that you're not supposed to look for love.
You can't look for love.
Okay, so when you see somebody and you know...
Only thing that when you're looking for love and you're finding these one-night stands or a year stand, I'm going to just take it from that extreme to that extreme, okay? It could be a one-night stand or it could be a stand for a year. When you find that, that's not love. That's infatuation.
Okay, so...
You're infatuated with a person's personality for a period of time. It's a pacifier. You give them something that they're used to, that they want, and it's great for a certain period of time. Okay, but now when you need food from that person, which is mental stability, mental comfort, a hug, how to compromise with someone. You know, when you start needing that real food and you take the pacifier away and you don't have that real food, then you don't have anything to give.
So if you're not looking, let's say you're looking for a relationship, right? Is that what you look for? Because
what I'm saying, it depends on the person, but the fact of the matter is that whatever you're looking for, just try and reel back from it and let it come to you. Because if you're looking, you can look in a million different places and you'll find something in every place that you walk in. But at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, can you lay down at night and smile and be happy about the decision you made that day within that person? Or are you going to lay down and say, yo, he was cool, he was nice, he was tall, he was handsome, he got a nice little job, he got a nice bank account, nice little ride, dressed nice, you know what I'm saying? It smell good and all, but his breath smell like horse ass. And I can't take that.
Wait a minute. The
You understand what I'm saying?
beep. No.
Yeah. Horse, ooh. But it's the truth.
Yeah. Okay.
And you got everything going. So now that means every time you get close to dude and y'all talking and y'all cuddling, you're going to have to turn a blind ear. That choice to stay there. You made that choice to stay there and deal with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think sometimes we as women, we look at the outer package instead of looking at what's inside. I think a lot of us do that, and I think it's because sometimes we don't know ourselves inside. It goes back to knowing ourselves inside, so we look a lot about the outer package, and then I have some friends.
Brothers do the same thing.
I have some friends who, feel like, well, why can't I find nobody? But then they look at the outer package. Oh, he's cute. Instead of looking at, hey, he might be cute, but, what he got going for him on the inside. Because I understand that, all you see is the physical when you first meet somebody. You don't know them. It takes time to get to know them. But I'll be honest, I'd rather, I have a not so attractive guy that is fulfilling my needs than somebody. And at this stage, because when I was young, it was totally different. When I was young, I wasn't, I was looking at the physical too.
We all have a shallow hell moment in our lives.
Yeah.
But once you get older and start to realize and know what life finally is and what life really is about, then a lot of those superficial things don't matter anymore.
But you know what I truly believe?
They do to some people. But, when you be superficial, then you're going to get a superficial relationship. You're going to get a superficial marriage. You understand what I'm saying? That's what you're going to get.
What I truly believe, what I've learned, is that if you wait on God, all things is possible. Because
the infatuation that you want. Wait until God gives you the love you need. Because when you get the love you need, then everything that's under that umbrella which belongs to love belongs to you. And you'll get those things that you need instead of getting things that you want. Instead of having a superficial marriage or a superficial relationship. It's nothing worse than standing next to somebody that you have to be a different person with, that you can't be yourself.
If you have a question about, is this person right? If you can't be yourself in front of that person, that ain't right.
You don't need to be there.
Yeah, that ain't right.
If you're silly and you like to laugh a lot, then why be with a person that's more on the serious side, that, is more serious than you are? Because the more silly you are to that serious person, the more of a clown you might look like to them.
Yeah, and plus you're stifling yourself.
You're stifling yourself.
And one day you're going to bust.
And you're stifling them also.
Exactly.
But then, on the other side of that, which optimistically you have to look at it, as you're both stifling yourselves by being in that situation.
That's not supposed to be.
Right. Because if you don't hold yourself to that person in that relationship, in that regard, then you won't be looked at like that. If you remove yourself, then you can be who you want to be. I'm not going to be what someone else wants me to be. It's hard for me to, I'm not an act. I can act, but I'm not out here trying to get a Grammy. I'm trying to be real with the person that I'm in love with and do the right thing by God. Because the Grammy you can't take with you.
Exactly. And another thing is that a lot of people care about what other people think about them, or you can let nobody tell you about you or what other people think, because can't nobody fight your battles. Can't nobody fight your battles, and ain't nobody gonna take care of you when you're down and when you feeling some kind of way, or can't nobody walk your path. So you can't worry about what people think about you or how other people feel. You got to do what's best for you.
People worry about the wrong things. They've been judging for millions of years. You judge this situation, you judge that situation. The only thing that's going to make you happy is you being happy. And whatever it is that you need to make yourself happy, you deserve that.
Let me just say this. You know, when me and my husband got together, our relationship was it looked strange to everybody. And be honest, for a minute there for me, it was kind of strange because it was kind of like a whirlwind thing. And I didn't know what was going on. You know, but
I don't know.
And I worried about some people, like my sister Val, some people who knew me. And the people that I worried about surprised me the most. Like my sister Val, when I told her, she was like, well, all that I can say to you is stand in. She said a lot of people are going to have a lot of things to say. And as long as you stand in what you believe, then more power to you. And that was the best advice that I got, because it was true. I was sure of what God had for me. He was sure of what God had for him. And so there was no reason why we had to worry about anybody else or what anybody else thought. And there was opposition there from people. But it was okay because we were walking according to what God told us it was going to be. We wasn't worried about what it looked like. We was worried about what God told us it was going to be. And that's what you have to do. You have to not worry about what things look like. You have to listen to what God tell you it's going to be. We were sure. People have said to me in the beginning, you know, well, if y'all are so sure, why don't y'all wait? My answer to that is, what am I waiting for? Waiting is for people who's uncertain. God already told us what we were supposed to do, and this is what we're going to do. There's no reason for us to wait because we wasn't uncertain. We were sure of what God had ordained for us.
Right. I mean, to wait for what? Hey, family, how you doing there, sis? What's going on with you? But, you know, we have something that a lot of people don't have. And that's understanding. God has given us understanding in a grown marriage.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a grown marriage. It's not, it's been almost 2 years and we have not had an argument. Not one argument. Not even a raising of the voice. Do you understand what a blessing that is?
I do.
You know what I mean? To have that is nothing but God. Nothing but God.
And trust me, we have been through some trials and tribulations. Not with each other, but just with life. You know, life is a roller coaster. But through it all, we stood. The only one that's in between our relationship is God.
That's it.
We don't allow anybody else to come in between of what we have. No matter what we go through, if we have a problem, if I have a problem with him, I don't get on the phone and call his mother or my sisters or my friends. I take it to God.
Right. And I do the same thing. And then we come together and sit down and discuss it, because it's okay. It's all right to agree to disagree. That's fine.
Yes.
It's okay to disagree. I'm not always going to like what she likes. She's not always going to like what I like. But that's okay. That's human nature. You don't have to like everything I like. And I don't have to like everything you like. Hey, niece, what's happening, baby?
Hey, niecey.
We don't have to like, I don't have to like everything she likes. And she doesn't have to like everything I like. But when we have an understanding of that, then that's when everything is smooth sailing, because I'm not going to have to argue about that particular thing that I don't like. Or she's not going to have to argue with that particular thing that she doesn't like.
I think what you said, grown, that's the key word. A grown relationship is what we have. Because if I get in my feelings about something, instead of sitting there and being a brat about it and having a tantrum or stewing, or if he asks me, what's the matter with you? Nothing. I say to him, or if it really is affecting me, I'll wait and reason it in my head, and then I'll go to him and I'll say, I want to talk to you about this. This is bothering me. What can we do about this? Because I think sometimes we have a problem with that we jump to conclusions, or we jump before we think about something. Like, for instance, I'm menopausal, okay? And sometimes I get angry for no apparent reason. I do. And I can't help it. I don't know. Sometimes it makes me feel crazy, but it happens. But
Clay, what's happening, fam?
I understand. Hey, Clay. But I do understand that that's me. That don't have anything to do with him. So it's not, I shouldn't take it out on him and yell at him. If I don't start it, I don't have to come back and apologize for it. And so I know that I have that problem. So I'll tell him, listen, I don't know why I'm a little angry right now. I'm a little angry, but I'm going to go in the room and I'm going to work it out. And then I'll come back.
And so I give you time to work it out. I don't nitpick, and I can't get an attitude because you don't want to talk right then and there. That's not what it's about.
Exactly.
It's given time. Yeah. Time will heal all wounds.
Exactly. And that's the grown person relationship. And that's where it comes in, where me understanding when people say marriage is hard, that I understand what that means now. It's not hard for us because we're at a different point. But if you don't start out at that point, then yeah, I guess it could be hard for some people.
Why I think people say marriage is hard is because when they have a tiff or they have a disagreement, instead of agreeing to disagree, that's when it becomes work, and that's when it becomes a problem.
Because everybody feels like they got to be understood, and they got to have their point has to be enough.
Like their point is more, my point is more important than your point.
Yeah.
No, we both have a point of view. Your point counts just as much as mine, and we have to listen to each other in order to get past that, to understand that, well, she's right in her regard, and I can't fuss at her for being right in what she wants. Sometimes if I like it or not, I still have to support it. Because that's what marriage is about. Like, I didn't want to, look, y'all, I didn't want to do this.
Here we go.
Yeah, we in VA, bro. Oh, my bad. You know what? My eyes, baby. Yes, we are in VA.
Yeah, we're back.
Yes, and I love you. My bad, Talia. But,
you didn't want to do the Facebook.
I didn't want to do this Hatchett Chronicles thing. Because I ain't tripped about this camera and all that and being all in people's face and doing all of that. I play the background. I don't want a bunch of, all of that. That's just not me. But because I love my wife so much and because I believe in what she believes in, and if she has a dream, I'm going to support that dream or that issue or whatever it is to the fullest of my ability. I'm going to support it with everything I have. Everything I have, I'm going to support it, whether I like it or not. I'm still going to support it because I want to see her excel in everything that she does. So, with that being said, I didn't really want to do this Facebook Hatchett Chronicles, but she said, babe, it's something that God has given to me, and it's just something that I want to do because I believe that we have conversations and I could talk to people, and if it could just touch one person, I think that'll be a good thing. And I said, you know what? All right, cool, I'll do it. I'll do it. Knowing me, not wanting to be on the camera, knowing that. But I have to compromise because she asked me to, because that's my other half. And I have to do that.
And I think that's where when people say marriage is hard, I think they feel like the compromise and the give and take becomes hard. I guess the reason why I don't think that is hard is because that's just being grown. That's just life to me. You compromise in life. You have your give and take in life. And if you love someone,
you won't mind compromise.
You don't mind. Yeah, it doesn't. It comes easy because you love that person and you want to see that person happy.
Right. It's not uncomfortable for you to compromise.
Exactly.
It's not. Yo, Diesel Don, what's good, baby? What's the deal with you, man? To compromise shouldn't put you in an uncomfortable place.
Exactly.
It shouldn't put you in an uncomfortable space.
Exactly.
Especially if it's someone that you love or you're in love with, or it's your mate, your wife.
And if you are compromising and it makes you uncomfortable, then maybe you should think about that relationship you're in.
You gotta
because maybe that relationship is not for you. If the compromising is affecting you in a negative way, then maybe it's not the compromise, it's the relationship, it's the person you're with.
You gotta rethink that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you know what? To go into a situation like that where you got to go 2 years in, 3 years in, and then it's like, you know what? I can't really, this ain't something I want to do. That's because you're not asking those questions in the beginning.
You get it. That's true. Yeah, that's true. That's true. You got to ask.
You're not sitting down and you're having a conversation with this person saying, hey, listen, this is what I expect out of a relationship. This is what I want out of a relationship. This is what I'm willing to compromise with. This is that. And what are your feelings on, those same things,
and
right?
Please don't agree just because you want that person or you want a piece. Don't do that. Because I have had relationships like that where I have sit down, had the conversation, this is the line I don't cross, blah, blah. And they're smiling and nodding and they're agreeing they want the same thing. And then 3 months down the line, they're looking at me like I'm crazy. It's like, but I told you, don't just listen. I'd rather somebody come to me and say, listen, I just want to get a piece of that. That's all I want. At least that gives me the option of saying, okay, fine, or no, I'm not about that. Don't do that to yourself or the other person, because it's not right.
And you know what? You can respect the person
more. Exactly. You can respect that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You can respect that a lot more than, somebody saying, well, okay, I'll do it this time.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And then the next time they're knocking on the door, it's like, no. But, you was with it last time, and you ain't really, that's too much. Then that brings on the negative energy.
Yeah, and you're setting yourself up for that 2 year, 3 years down the line.
That you're really not happy in the first place.
Exactly.
So with that being said, you have to know basically what you want in a relationship and what you want and will accept from another person and what you'll compromise with or you won't compromise with.
And
that's just getting to know yourself. And once you're in a place when you know yourself, then, like I just said earlier, you don't have to look for love. Don't look for it. Let it find you. Because when love finds you, that's God's working. And when God works, can't nobody mess it up. Nobody can mess that up.
And I still ask questions. I am 7 years into knowing him and 2 years into being married. And sometimes I ask the same question over in a different way. Because that's just my crazy.
And you know what? Sometimes I get frustrated. Like, you asked me that already. You asked me. And then I think to myself, well, you know, it is 7 years now. And things do look a little different. And we're married now. So that question might be valid right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Because you do change. People do change.
Yes,
you can't help that.
Yes,
you get wisdom, you change. But if you know yourself and you know your mate, the change is not so bumpy. It's just understanding it and keeping that real, not taking it for granted. You know?
Knowing that you're just in a different space.
Yeah, exactly.
At a different time.
Exactly.
You know?
Having that understanding.
Right. And when you have that, it gets to be, your yoke will become one.
Yeah.
Your yoke will become one. You won't be unevenly yoked.
Yeah.
And that's the basis of the relationship or the marriage. Like, if you have to be on the same page. And if you're not on the same page, it ain't never gonna work. It's never gonna work. I don't care what you think, what you might force, what you settle for, any of that stuff. If the sex is good and everything else is bad in the relationship, it ain't never gonna work. Orlando, what's the deal, Groovy Lou?
And I think that's another thing that people, sex can be very confusing and make you believe, because we
Sex
do that.
Misleading.
My sister said that yesterday, and it's so true. You know, that guy could be jacked up, or that female could be jacked up, but you're sitting up there saying, but the sex is so good. Well, I'll just settle for this a little bit longer since the sex is so good. Let me tell you, sooner or later, you're going to hit a brick wall. And it's going to hurt.
And it's going to hurt.
Yes, it's going to hurt. So, you know, we're not saying that sex ain't a good thing, but
you have to decipher sex. Excuse me, I know this is a family show.
Sex is not a relationship.
You have to know that sex is sex, fucking is fucking, and what making love is.
Ooh, baby.
I'm
sorry.
No, we all grown.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? And right is right and wrong is wrong. If you know what sex is, you know what making love is, and you know what fucking is. They're all three different things. Totally three different things.
And whichever one you want, you're right.
Right.
But put it out there. You can. None of them is bad if that's what you want.
If that's what you want.
Out.
But what has to happen is you have to be honest with the person that you're talking to,
and
or the person that you want to
the same thing.
Right. And that person that you want to engage with, they have to understand that that's all you want from them.
And they have to want the same thing, because they can understand. They can understand that that's all you want, but they might want more, and so they sitting up there in their heads thinking,
and they're going with it.
Yeah, because I might get him where I want him. It don't work.
And that's not going to work out. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. Hey, bro, I'm trying to do what I can do, bro. You know, we speak on it at all times, bro. We speak on it at all times. So, you know, you have to know, basically, brass tacks, you got to know what you want. Yeah,
because we women, we do that a lot. We will say the sex will be good, and we'll say, well, I know he said that's all he wants, but you know, I'm going to change that. You know, some of us think that all things are gold and that we got powers in it, that we can change his mind. If a person, and this is a quote from, I can't think of her name right now, but if a person tells you who they are, believe them. You can't change nobody. If they say they only want to hit that, they only want to hit that. Okay? They not changing how that's what they want. So either you going to go with it or you going to find somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the bottom line.
Mm-hmm. And until you settle in and really know what you want, to actually get into that relationship or that marriage
would not be good.
Right.
would not be good.
Right.
You got to know yourself and be good with yourself, because first come you. I said this yesterday in my sister's live feed. You cannot love somebody if you don't love yourself. You expecting them to come and love you, but you don't love yourself. And then you wonder why there's problems.
How?
Yeah, how
can you love someone if you don't know how to love yourself?
Exactly.
You can't love someone if you don't know how to love yourself. You have to love yourself first. Just like, how can you make someone else happy if you're not happy yourself? If you're not happy, how the hell can you make someone else happy? Genuinely.
And
without jumping through hoops and all of that.
You're going to beat that person down because you got insecurities in yourself and you're not happy with yourself.
Exactly.
And you're going to take it out on that person because you want that person, because misery loves company.
Yeah,
you want them to be miserable too because you're miserable inside. And that's wrong. That's just wrong. If you're not happy, the suggestion is get yourself together. Make yourself happy. Be happy. When you can, the reason why me and my husband, one of the reasons why, is because God was already preparing me before I got with him. He was dealing with just me and all my quirks and all my insecurities. He dealt with me. So when he placed my husband in my life, I was ready because I already knew my quirks. I already knew my shortcomings. I didn't have to worry about taking it out on him or feeling some kind of way or beating him down just so I could feel better.
And the same with me. I was prepared too. I had to be prepared too, because this is not just a relationship. This is a lifelong partnership. This is a marriage, and I have to be able to fall in love with my wife every day.
Which he does
every day. I gotta be able to fall in love every day. And if you're not in a space like that, then, I'm not saying it's bad because, everybody's not going to feel like I feel. Everybody's not going to look at it like I look at it. But you gotta find yourself in that place where you know that you're in love and you know someone loves you. Nephew, what's good with you, bro? You got to find out that you're in love, and not just someone that's infatuated with you. Someone you don't want to. It's crazy. You don't want to marry someone that's not in love with you. Point blank, period. Point blank, period. If they're not in love with you, it doesn't make sense to do that, because now you're getting ready to get into something way to the left that you don't need. And then it's turning into negative energy. And you could very well mess up a great friendship with a person because of a botched relationship that didn't mean that in the first place. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So if it's not meaning that in the first place, why force it? If you're riding a bike and everything on that bike is perfect, why would you ride to the hardware store, get a pair of pliers, and then jump off the bike and start messing with the nuts on the seat? Mm-hmm. Start messing with the nuts on the tires. Now, when you hop back on, you hit a bump, the seat turns. You hit another bump, the tire might come off. Now you hit the ground. Why would you try to fix something that's not broken? If it's not broken, enjoy the ride. Sit back and enjoy the ride. Coast with it. You know what I mean? Prissy, what's happening, baby?
And, that's very important, because when my husband came to me and he said, God told me you was going to be my wife, I said to him, God ain't tell me that because he didn't at the time. But also, we had an understanding. We sat and we talked and we asked questions, and it was like, because I never intended, this is my third marriage, my first real marriage. I never intended to get married again because I just thought it wasn't for me. But I never looked at it as I got married for the wrong reasons. That was the first thing. And I never looked at it, and I never confirmed it with God, neither one of the other two. And with this one, we had a chance we already had an understanding of ourselves. And we had a chance to know that we wasn't going in for no drama. And my husband said to me, I love you, but I love God more.
Marina, how you doing?
And if God told me to walk away today or tomorrow, I would. So
yeah.
I understood. So, and I took that for his word, and I understood that. And that is, so when we went into a marriage, we went in with a understanding.
I'm going to tell y'all right now, straight up and down, as much as I love my wife and as much as I am in love with her, if God speaks to me and tells me that I have to walk away from this marriage, I'll do that.
And believe
it will hurt.
Not, yes, I was going to say it would hurt me.
It's going to hurt me.
But I would understand that.
It's going to hurt me to my core. But God is never going to steer you wrong.
Exactly.
He's never going to steer you wrong. Never.
Okay.
So we're going to wrap up. And I want to say that tuned in.
Thank you for supporting Hatchett Chronicles.
Yeah, thank you very much. We really appreciate it. This is the second season, and I promise you, we're definitely going to have more episodes this year.
And if you guys have anything you want to talk about, first of all, go to the Hatchett Chronicle page. We was trying something new. We did it off of my husband's page. I really would like to do it off of the Hatchett Chronicles page, but if it works on either his page or our page or my page, then I'm all for it. Yeah, and we'll just upload it to Hatchett Chronicles. But if you have a subject you want us to touch on and speak about, don't hesitate to reach out to us either on his page, my page, or the Hatchett Chronicle page.
Just leave it in the inbox.
Yeah.
We'll definitely get the we'll get the comment, we'll get the subject. If it's a subject that you want to touch on, whatever it could be, if you have a subject that you'd like us to touch on, because it just may help you, or it may not just help you, but help someone else, because we're all going through things, and believe it or not, some of us are going through the exact same thing at the exact same time. It's a storm, everywhere. Everybody goes through the storm. So if there's some encouraging words that we can give you guys, and any kind of subject you have or anything, just let us know. And
because that was my purpose.
I said a couple of those 4-letter words. But
yeah, we just want to and support everyone, and just be there, unite. We need more unity going on.
So with that being said, we thank y'all. We love y'all. Hatchett Chronicles signing out. God bless. Enjoy your day.
We out.
And we out. Get back outside of the next Hatchett Chronicles,
which will be probably next Sunday. By the way, we're going to try to be a little bit more regular with it for season 2.
All right, so we'll holler.